always faster, the greatest smasher. Obey your master. Obey the smasher. Hello again, YouTube! This is DrKendo, and I am also simultaneously casting this for Necessary Gaming, my new gaming audience. I have done a premiere video with my Mario Kart Wii commentaries on Necessary Gaming already, but I also do Smash Brothers on my channel, as well as Gauntlet Legends for the Nintendo 64 and Mario Strikers Charged on the Wii. So these are my series, and the thing that I like to do in my commentaries, just to jump right into it, is I do question and answer commentaries. So I take questions from my viewers and subscribers or fans or just whoever asks them, and I annotate back to them so you get a little shout out and you get your question answered by me. Usually it pertains to the game, but also you can ask personal questions or whatever really you want about life. Anyway, as you saw from the start, we're actually playing on Mario Circuit, so it's funny because I mentioned I do Mario Kart, and that's actually mostly what my commentaries are, is Mario Kart Wii. But here we're crossing platforms with the Mario Kart level on Super Smash Brothers Brawl, and I'm playing as Sonic. Quick note, I have done some Super Smash Brothers commentaries on my channel already, and I mentioned actually about Sonic, how I'm kind of disappointed with his playstyle in Brawl. I'm really glad that he's in it. Sonic is basically my favorite video game character of all time, but I was really interested in him being a playable character in Brawl, but he just doesn't have like a lot of power and stuff. He's obviously really fast, which is great, and that's his main thing, so you have to really make use of his speed and whatnot, but it's kind of hard to get off those hard-hitting hits that will take people out. And so recently, the company that I worked for, I had a full-time job as doing internet marketing, and that company actually came and dissolved all their U.S. offices about a month ago. So I've been out of work and really been having to take a lot of time out to investigate new employment options and find a new job. And that's really been taking a lot out of me, and it's kind of rough in today's market, of course. So that's why I haven't been able to update a lot for Necessary Gaming or for my own channel. But this is actually a series that I'm doing right now just for the week of spring break, where I'm going to call it Funemployment in Spring Break. And so this is part of the Funemployment series. Without further ado, let's get on with the questions, of course. The two questions we have today are actually centered around Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U, the one that is expected to come out for the Wii U, and actually they mentioned possibly with some 3DS functionality, possibly functionality between the two systems. So anyway, the first question comes from Mr. Star Wars DBZ, and I always put some text at the bottom so you can link over to their channel and please check them out. But anyway, Mr. Star Wars DBZ asks, do you think Smash Brothers on the Wii U will be better than Super Smash Brothers Brawl? Well, that's actually going to be very tough to say, but before I answer that, you can see that I've taken home the victory with Sonic here, and so we're going to go on to the next match with a character I don't use a whole lot, but it's Pikachu on one of my favorite melee courses, probably a favorite of many, is the Hyrule Castle. But yeah, I think that Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U and the 3DS will be incredible. I have no doubt that they're gonna, shock and amaze us and do the things that they do. Super Smash Brothers is such an amazing franchise, very original, and brings together all these Nintendo characters and cultures. No doubt I believe that they will further that and continue, delivering with the legacy. Will it be better than Brawl? I actually thought that there were some aspects of the previous Smash Brothers games, i.e. Super Smash Brothers 64 and Super Smash Brothers Melee. I thought there was actually some aspects of those that were better than Brawl. The physics don't change a whole lot, it's obviously still the basic game and the basic principles and everything, but they do add some things that change the physics a little bit and change some of the way the moves operate and stuff like that, and sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. I will leave that to y'all's opinion, of course, but my opinion is that, yes, I do think overall it will be a better game than Brawl, but not to say, not to diminish anything about Brawl. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and it'll be interesting to see if there's what exactly the 3DS functionality will be, because I'm kind of not really into the idea of playing it on a handheld portable system and everything. I know that that's sort of going to be conflicting depending on how much the controller feels like a handheld and everything for the Wii U, but that is just the controller, of course. I would actually prefer that they have the options just like Brawl did. I really loved that Brawl had the the GameCube controller because that's what I always use. I'm a fan of the GameCube controller on basically anything that I can use it on. But anyway, we will move on to the next question. It comes from a good friend and subscriber of mine who I've known for a while, Winborn W, and he asks, what would you like to see in the next Smash Brothers game for the Wii U? Well, what kinds of things would I like to see? They've already put Sonic in, so I guess I can't be too, hey, put Sonic in Super Smash Brothers or anything like that. Although, it would be cool if they continue to have him. His position in the Smash Brothers series is not necessarily solidified just because he was in Brawl. One of the things I always look forward to when a new Smash Brothers game comes out is how they incorporate Pokemon. Yeah, I'm 25 years old, though, I was in like 6th grade when the first Pokemon came out, and I've always loved Pokemon, even if I'm old like this, but I haven't played a lot of the newer versions and everything, so I do hope that they bring some of the, older Pokemon back, or keep some of the Pokemon that are currently playable. I actually kind of preferred using Mewtwo as opposed to Lucario, so maybe something like that. I'm kind of being a little bit too hopeful, I think, though, because they're probably just going to include somebody from Black and White or something like that. But yeah, and so also that goes with the Pokeball item. So, what kind of new Pokemon could we see come out of the Pokeball? That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. Oh, I wonder, who I do. What's in the Pokeball? I don't know who will get that reference. But again, I just want to see what sorts of... I like the idea of bringing in like really old Nintendo franchises, that haven't been maybe paid attention to in a while or something like that. Like they brought in Kid Icarus, they brought in Pit and stuff like that, sort of bringing in from older series and stuff like that. I hate Pit, but it was still cool that they, paid attention to some of the older games and stuff, while of course putting in their new games and new audiences from the newer games. So I actually always kind of floated the idea, if Nintendo really owned the property to this character, I always thought it'd be cool to have Banjo and Kazooie. Nowadays, I guess that's Microsoft, wherever Rare has gone. I haven't followed Rare as a company, so maybe you could actually enlighten me to that in the comments, but Banjo and Kazooie would be cool because, you could play just like how you do in Banjo-Kazooie on the N64 and stuff like that, where you can be standing as Banjo or whatever, or pull Kazooie out of the backpack and run faster and do the things as Kazooie. You could basically be like a Zelda Sheik kind of character with that combo. So that's something that I would think would be pretty cool if they could do maybe cross-platforms or whatever, or maybe if Nintendo owns some kind of right to the character. That would be a unique experience, I think. But other than that, the last thing that I would hope for is that I want them to definitely improve the online experience. I think it'd be better if you could, party up with people, do the team thing a little bit easier. But the most important thing is to get a server where it won't lag so much. Like you can play Mario Kart Wii online and it won't really lag for you, unless of course you just have a terrible connection and stuff. But like, I have a pretty fast connection over here, and my Brawl always lags. And as such, a consequence of that is that I don't really add people. I'm very sorry, I don't take requests for friend codes on this game just because it always lags and it alters the game playing experience and everything. But one thing that I'm thinking about doing with the Brawl commentary actually that does help for Super Smash Brothers Brawl and my lag issues and stuff like that is just being a spectator to matches, and more doing this esports style where I can commentate on what the players are doing. We can point out and talk about their flaws or their skills and their achievements and stuff that they do in the matches and everything. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see anybody's, tag names or anything. You can create the 3-letter username or whatever it goes up to. So unfortunately, we won't really be able to see something like that. But that's okay, because I think spectating would be good. Somebody actually also requested that I do kind of an instructional teach you how to play Brawl thing, because I did have actually my first questions for the question and answer commentary for Brawl was from somebody who is not really familiar with the series and doesn't really play it as much. So maybe any latecomers to the series, my instructional video in the future could teach them. So anyway, I would love if you go and check out my channel all this week. I am going to be putting on a lot of videos, which is rare for me. Usually I have to upload pretty slowly because, when I was employed, I had a full-time job. I have a fiance, and her and I are planning for our wedding. We're going to get married on September 1st, 2012. I also play on a kickball team. I do some voice acting, and I do music. So please search Dr.Kendo, just a little plug here, on iTunes, Amazon, and Google. But yeah, it kind of takes me longer to update with videos and everything, so come to my channel this week for specials. There's going to be all types of games and some of the games that you're more familiar with if you're familiar with my channel, of course. I appreciate you viewing this, so yes, I will not hold you up any longer, and I will catch you on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.
Come out on top, time and time again. Surviving minds of smart bomb explosions. Shield breaking Z, throwing smash attacking. Do the same and I'm here rolling right back in. I've come out on top, time and time again. Surviving minds of smart